Alright, Pilipinas, alam niyo ba na ang Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative or YSEALI at ang Cultural Vistas ay magkatuwang para palaguin ang kagalingan ng mga kabataan sa Southeast Asia. So to talk about the projects and of course the programs of Cultural Vistas and YSEALI, we have here all the way from New York. He traveled 13,665 kilometers just to arrive here in Manila for this interview. We have here the Program Development Officer of Cultural Vistas, no other than Mr. Aaron Eisenberg. Mabuhay!
Mabuhay. Magandang umaga, Jules.
That's right. Magandang umaga and welcome to the Philippines. It's your first time here, right?
It's my first time. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
It's our pleasure. How is it so far, your stay here?
I really like Manila. I had a great time yesterday, went around touring and saw a lot of the city. It was really a good experience.
This is your 27th country, I heard.
Yeah, I counted yesterday evening and it's number 27. And so it's one of my favorite ones though, so it's really nice.
That's good to hear. Okay, so now let's talk about YSEALI and Cultural Vistas. Okay, so for the benefit of our viewers, what is YSEALI?
So YSEALI is Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. It's a U.S. State Department initiative. It started under President Obama, and it's a flagship initiative for Southeast Asian youth development and networking. Okay. It started out with about 2,000 members, and now it's grown to already over 75,000 members.
That's huge.
Across all 10 ASEAN countries, and creates a network of leaders promoting the next generation. Okay,
so you are directly employed with Cultural Vistas in New York, right? So what are your programs and activities?
So Cultural Vistas is a cultural exchange nonprofit, and we have offices in New York, Washington, D.C., and Berlin. Okay. And our organization works with YSEALI as a grant recipient to implement projects for YSEALI. And so some of Cultural Vistas does programs that create global mobility and also create youth development, but along with experience for the global workplace. And so creating skills that can transfer across the world and allowing people to gain competencies and understandings that they wouldn't really have before, and then also to kind of bridge the gap between cultures. So once you understand someone from another place, you're not going to be prejudiced against them in ways that you wouldn't before.
That's right. All right. Cultural Vistas has been working with YSEALI since last year. Okay. So you guys conducted a regional workshop in Cambodia and in Jakarta this year. So what are the other plans in the future?
Well, it's very exciting. Today we want to announce that we are going to be starting a YSEALI NGO management workshop in Cebu City in November 16th through 19th.
Here in the Philippines?
Here in the Philippines. And so you can find information about this at yseali.ngo. And so yseali.ngo, you put it into your phone or you put it into your computer and the whole website will come up. A lot of information about it, but it'll be for 80 participants from all over ASEAN. Okay. All 10 ASEAN countries represented, but with the most Filipinos. And the Filipinos and the ASEAN participants will come together in teams and will really develop starting ideas and bring them into the future, into creating the next generation of solutions for this generation's problems.
But I think the first step should be they should register first with YSEALI, right?
Correct. So to be able to apply for this workshop, you need to register with YSEALI, and you can do that at yseali.state.gov, which is, or Google search YSEALI and you can find more information about it there.
And this is the first time that we're talking about this event.
That's correct. This is the first official announcement, the first public announcement. So thank you for having me on to announce it, of course.
Okay, so this is open to all ASEAN, to the youth of all ASEAN, to all 10 nations in the Southeast Asia.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's from ages 20 to 35 for this workshop.
Okay, so calling all ASEAN youth all over, of course, the Southeast Asia, all the 10 nations, you are now invited to apply for the YSEALI NGO workshop to be held here in Cebu, Philippines this November.
Correct.
Okay, so please do invite everyone.
Please come and apply all, and if you have an idea that you think can really take it to the next level to create a new generation of support and help for people across this world, across the sectors of civic engagement, environmental action, economic entrepreneurship, or education, these ideas can really get taken to the next level with the leadership development and the small grants that will come out of this workshop.
For the past regional workshops, CV and YSEALI have been focusing on the environmental advocacy and the oceans advocacy. Correct. So now why are you focusing with the NGOs?
Well, I think one of the main things is when you have the environmental background and sustainability background, it really gets your mindset for thinking in the bigger picture across all sectors. And NGO management is creating organizations that really can support governments and also private sector by pushing them forward in thinking the right way about how to do things across all these sectors. And so once you have that first background, you can really take it and implement it across all different ideas and backgrounds.
Okay, so I really do hope, Aaron, that all of our viewers, especially our youth, ages from 18, is that?
18, I think it's 20 for this workshop, so 20 to 35.
Okay.
And if you have an idea that you've been meaning to push out and really start and think of your own, this is a great opportunity to really get that push to the next level.
All right, so as our last note, go send your message for our friends from New York and Washington who are watching right now.
To all my friends in New York and Washington, come to Manila. It's a great city, and come to the Philippines. And I've had a great time here, and you get to see Jules and you get to eat all the great food. I've gained 3 kilos in one day, but it's more than a great time. So come here, apply to the YSEALI NGO workshop, and keep moving the world forward.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jules.
All right, so thank you so much once again. We have here live in the studio, all the way from New York, the Program Development Officer of Cultural Vistas, Mr. Aaron Eisenberg. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jules.